I'm Mike Sullivan. Do you spin out on your downswing? When you swing through, I know you can't see my heel, but do you spin out on that front heel and do you slice? If so, this video is for you. Okay, so if you've been watching the last few videos, we've been talking about getting rid of the slice. And the first thing we talked about was how important it is to fix your club face. And I know I started off the last path video about that, but I want to reiterate it because if your club face is pointed, so let's just say for a right-handed golfer, if your club face is open, so if your club face is pointed off to the right, and you make a really good swing path and the club is moving towards the target, but if the club face is pointed to the right, the ball's going to go to the right. So that's not going to give you the results you want, and you're never going to allow yourself to correct your swing path because every time you do it, the ball is going to miss the target. So what we really would rather do is first learn to swing the club so that you can get the club face square relative to your path. And then what's going to happen is, since what causes a slice is an out to in swing path, you're going to be swinging the club to the left, so down the target line, you're going to be swinging the club to the left, but the club face will be square to that path, and it should be a fairly straight pull, or a pull with a little bit of a cut on it, or a pull hook. But they should all, for a right-handed golfer, be going to the left. Okay, so we've got the face figured out. Let's talk about the path. And here's something that I see a lot of. A lot of people who slice, when they hit their tee shot, their drive, they fail to get weight on their front foot. And that also helps encourage an out to in swing path. So I've got the flight scope hooked up here. Let's see if we can get a reading on this. So this is going to be a poor weight transfer. I'll play the ball way up my stance here. Okay, now that ball went fairly straight, and I'll bet you that was the equipment. So if I look over here on my monitor, okay, I gotta get close to it, my eyes aren't what they used to be. The club path swung way left, so 15.1 degrees to the left. And then if you look at the number above that, the face to path, my club face was 15 degrees open to the path, which got it actually fairly square to the target line. If you look down at down there, the FTT, that's face to target, that was 0.2 degrees to the right. So I failed to have a good weight transfer. The club swung to the left, and because, you know, my club face was open with the path going left, and it worked out okay. But that's going to be a low percentage type of a shot, and I was very fortunate that that ball went straight. As you can see, I don't have the distance up there. I'm sure it wasn't a lot of distance, but that is really not what we want to get into. Okay, so we want to be able to get rid of that path going 15 degrees to the left. So the first thing we want to make sure we do, and this feeds into that spin out I was talking about. So I ask people, okay, when you hit your shot, I want you to hold your finish, and I want you to have all your weight on your front foot and be able to have your back heel come up so you can tap your toe. It's something we tell little kids. And then what we get is this. I'm going to do this first in slow motion. We get this thing. And what's happening is, you know, they feel like they've got their heel up, so they feel like, okay, I'm doing what Mike asked me to do. But if you look at where my hips are, see they're in between my feet here? So I haven't really moved weight forward. And I don't want to make it too complicated, but if we can get our weight moving forward a little bit, it's easier to get our club, oh boy, I hate to get too technical, but we start to kind of shallow things out back here a little bit, get the club dropping a little bit, and the club swings on a really nice swing path coming a little more from the inside out onto the target line. Okay, so this is what that looks like. This is going to be the spin out shot. Oh, see, I got on my backside. It'd be more like this, but I think you get it. That ball is slicing. So I'll bet you that had a path going to the left again. So you can see on that one, my club path, it was only 4 degrees to the left. So it was less out to in than before. but you can see my club face was only 2.5 degrees open to the target. So my club face was almost square, but because of the swing path, I got that bad slice. So that one did not work out so well for me. And I think actually the first one, this new technology, the club face, helped me out a little bit. I may have caught it on the toe, which caused it not to slice as much. We'll get into that another time. Okay, so that little spin out is the problem. And what that is just this desire to get things going forward, but the hips don't really move forward enough. Okay? Now, we don't want this. That is not a turn. We're not going to be able to get good rotational centrifugal force stuff working if we're just going this way, right? So we need to find a way to get this to happen. So one quick thing to think about is if you were going to throw a ball, toss a ball, right? If you played baseball, if you played a lot of baseball, that type of a move. Tennis racket, boom. I know it's not exactly like tennis because you're more face on, right? But boom. Overhand. Okay, so it's that type of emotion. And one thing that that I have found helps some people is if you look back at old like Sam Snead swings, and Sam Snead was the guy that talked about this squatting position, or maybe some other people talked about Sam Snead's squatting position. One thing you can think about is as you start that downswing, and I had an instructor, an awesome instructor years ago named Carl Rubito, and this is what he taught me. He said to me, you turn back and then you want to feel like you've got a rope going from the butt end of your club here to your front knee. And what starts that club coming down is that knee pulling towards the target a little bit. And this little move makes it easier for people to get their hips up onto their front side so they can get through the shot but not have that spin out happen. I don't know if you heard my heels squeaking there, but you see that. If you spin out, you get like a little divot on the range from your heels, your spikes on your shoes doing that. All right, so now I'm going to try to feel a little more of that squatting move and get through it, all right? Now this may not be a pretty shot, I'm gonna really concentrate on it, but what we wanna see is, can I fix my path? Is this a good way to help me fix that swing path so I can get the club coming more towards the target? So let's try that. Take one right here. All right, that felt like I still pulled across it a little bit, and I did, right? Another shot that would work, right? So that one, I was only about oh wait, the path of that shot went 1 degree to the left, so that was almost a good swing path. And when you factor in angle of attack and all that, that might have actually been on the money. So let's try one more. Try to get a little more fluid with this one. And that one looks quite a bit better. Okay, so we got to get the feeling that we're tossing a ball, or you can get that feel that you're starting your downswing with your lower body, kind of getting into that squat position where that lead knee pulls those hands through to get your hips up on top of your front foot at the end of your swing. By the way, I'm trying to remember to do this. Find that little bell, click the bell, you'll be notified of new content. I hope that helps. We'll see you next time.